I'm wondering what you're thinking, Berserker. How significant do you think it is, this Web3, the diversification, decentralized nature of the blockchain, being able to tokenize whatever, tokenize anything, whether it's a song, a movie, a book. Shuaib's wrote a book that he'll be able to tokenize. Where do you see that going for in the future for for the for the ledger?
It's absolutely insane, and it's been for it's kind of crazy to talk about it because it reminds me of the early days of how excited I was when I was like, oh my gosh, NFTs, like non-fungible tokens. They're non-fungible, meaning they're immutable, they can't be changed, they represent something solid and permanent, can't be stolen, can't be none of that. They can be stolen, obviously, but I mean, the nature of NFTs, it literally just immortalizes any kind of value on blockchain. And so that it's still there because we're like at the finish line at this point because we spent so many years knowing what's coming for so long. It's hard to kind of open your heart back up and go, wow, like this is insane. NFTs are absolute. Every little bit of real world value is going to be tokenized. And when you hear that phrase, you've heard that multiple times throughout all the channels, and especially if you're in crypto, you've heard that phrase. What does it mean? Tokenization essentially is making an NFT out of everything, so to speak. Because essentially, an NFT is just a token. It's just another crypto, but they're specifically independent and unique. That's the difference between a bunch of crypto coins as far as like money, magic internet money, and NFTs. Those are more specific, and they represent a specific real world asset. Or if it could be a digital asset or digital or audible work and stuff like that, music. But man, the sky is literally the limit. And I think I was listening on the way home, and I couldn't really join because I was in the car. I think Moonman touched it. I remember Moonman talking about a little bit earlier, saying that is Web3 is where it's at. It's really where it's at as far as someone, the individual that doesn't have power, that's at the behest of the giant corporations. If you're a musician or something like that, you're literally you ain't getting nowhere. And if you do get popular, they're gonna rape you. They're gonna take your time, your portfolio. They're gonna take your what do you call that? Your what do they have that when that big group of songs that somebody has?
Collection.
Catalog. They're gonna jack that shit. They're gonna jack ownership. They're gonna jack ownership of the catalog. It's gonna be horrible. So, but that's what we know, and that's what we grew up in now. But when you go into the future, somebody could just straight up create their own stuff, lock, stock, and barrel. Got their own. They got their own system. They got it on one specific chain that they could run it. They have multiple choices. You can run it on all the chains. You could do. It's insane. And then you've got the mainstream stuff, the sources where people are pumping stuff now. I remember Moonman saying SoundCloud and all that stuff that you don't get nowhere. But if you start rocking your own NFTs and you start producing your own stuff, like you're making money. Like, so it's a nice futuristic thing to get into, and you can do it right now before the rest of the people get in. Because once it gets in, then the big corporations are going to come in, then they'll find a way to like slice off the top or something. I don't know, but